All right, I'm sitting down with Ian Crow, and I'm just gonna, talk to you, ask you a couple questions about music and what's going on in the pop culture, and what you're doing and what you're listening to, and just your response to some of these music questions I got for you.
All right.
So the first one I got, straightforward. What kind of music you listening to today?
Yeah, so I'm definitely listening to probably 90% rap. So mainly rap, but yeah, mostly Eminem. I've been going back and listening to his albums. Also some trap rap, like Migos and 21 Savage. I've been really digging them, but that's about it.
Awesome. So, like, where would you say that you came across this music? Was it social media? Was it your friends? Just where do you go to hear this type of music, and where do you hear about this music?
Yeah, definitely social media has a huge factor on what I listen to. If it's blowing up, then I'm definitely gonna give it a listen. But yeah, also definitely some friends got me on some new stuff that I've been listening to, like 21 Savage. I didn't know about him, but yeah.
Okay, so how relevant is this music in your day-to-day life? When you wake up in the morning, is it the first thing you listen to? Is it something that you just find yourself periodically doing throughout the day? Just how relevant is
Yeah.
it to you?
Well, yeah. So usually I wake up and I immediately take a shower, and I'm usually blaring some music, trying to helps me wake up. Also, walking to class, got headphones in, waiting for the class to start. I'll be listening to it. But other than that, here and there. But mostly,
So
mostly just
how much time would you say you spend listening to music per day?
good, maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just not consecutive, but throughout the day, probably an average 30 minutes.
I'd say that's really only 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
30 minutes, an hour,
I agree
somewhere
with
around there.
Okay, so you're obviously a consumer of music. Do you purchase your music? Do you try to download your music for
yeah.
free as much as you can? When's the last time you purchased something?
Oh man, probably the last time I purchased music was on an iPod Touch about 8, 10 years ago. So it's definitely been a while. Usually just streaming it, not really downloading
Right.
illegally, but streaming so easy these days.
What, like Spotify?
Spotify, Pandora, anything free. I'll stream
Yeah.
it on YouTube. So yeah, YouTube, Spotify mostly though.
So as a consumer of music, what is the number one quality that you look in for a song that you want to listen to? If you could say, I know that's a
Yeah. Well, it just sounds good. If that definitely has to have some bass in it. Anything that a nice beat is just basically what I'm looking for in rap.
Okay.
Anything that makes me feel it.
Makes you feel it.
Yeah. If I'm sitting there vibing to it, bro, I can listen to anything, honestly.
So it doesn't matter what kind of genre, like.
Not too much.
Okay. So
Lyrics are obviously important, but the beat really just makes me enjoy it that much more.
how important are lyrics to you?
The content themselves, not as much. If they sound good on top of the beat, then I'll definitely like that more. But I'm not looking for a message in every song. If that makes sense.
No, so you're not.
I'm not.
You gravitate towards just like.
If it sounds good,
Just if
I
it
honestly don't
sounds
really
good.
care
What
it's
they're
about,
saying.
unless it's some messed up.
Okay.
You know?
No, that makes sense.
A lot of songs just are about nothing anyway.
So, okay. No, I got you. So what's music that you don't like then? What is some music that you just can't listen to?
Oh, gonna have to go with the country probably. That's my least favorite. But also classical music.
Classical
Yeah, classical music comes to mind for some reason. I don't think I've ever just sat down and listened to some classical music. It's not my.
The national anthem.
Yeah, gotta get that on my
National
phone.
anthem.
That's something I would buy.
So, you're going back to this lyrical content thing. Since you think, I'm not trying to single you out or anything. But
you're not hurting my feelings, man.
But since you told me that you care. I guess you gravitate more towards how it sounds than the message. And listening to rap music, you said like you listen to like Migos and a lot of that Bad and Bougie song and that T-shirt song, and we've had this conversation before. And a bunch of little kids across America are singing that song because it sounds catchy, but it's all drug and sex related, and nobody. So, I guess my question is, do you believe that this music is indeed bad, bad in nature?
Like a bad influence for kids, you think?
Yeah.
I mean, to an extent, I would say yes, but also it's not really like forcing them to do anything wrong. It's just words. So I don't know how much of an impact it has. But yeah, definitely if I was like a parent, I definitely wouldn't want my kid listening to Migos when they're 10, 11, just because some of the things that they say, you listen to them and you're like, wow, that's crazy. How's that in a song?
So, are you okay with that being played on the radio and all that being mainstream?
I don't mind it at all.
You don't mind that?
I don't mind it. I'm not a parent.
I mean, are you just saying that because you're a fan of it? Because you like listening to that music?
Yeah. If any, honestly, like if I'm listening to a song and something's like bleeped out, like if it was on the radio, it kind of just like makes me not like it as much.
Right.
If that makes sense. So.
What's even the point?
Yeah. So.
Okay. What is the perfect song to you?
Perfect song?
Like, it doesn't even have to be one that exists. Like, if you could just even think of, like, what would be, like, the perfect, like, structure of a song.
Definitely a solid beat, number one. Like I said, just a great beat. Maybe Metro Boomin, maybe some Zaytoven. Maybe Offset with the hook. Eminem maybe with like a nice verse. That's a good start, but yeah, that's it so far. That's all I got. That's all I got. You only need them two, man.
That's a short song.
Yeah. That's a fantastic. That's a banger right there.
One hook and one verse.
Yeah, repeat them.
So, do you believe that music can bring out heavy emotions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, has there ever been a song that has made you cry or laugh or anything like that?
Definitely laugh. Like parody songs are always funny, but I don't think I've ever been like brought to tears by a song. But maybe if I'm like super sad and I listen to some sad music, then maybe just because I'm already sad.
So what do you think of, like, this is just a random quote. When you're sad and you listen to sad music, what do you think that accomplishes? And why does that make you feel better?
I don't know. It just like releases something in my body that for some reason makes me feel good. And sometimes you just gotta let it all out, and music is a good way to feel those emotions.
Have you ever seen live music? Have you been to a concert? What have you been to?
Just been to actually one concert in my life, and it was Mac Miller last year at the Fillmore in Charlotte.
What was the experience like? It was your first and only. So.
First and only. It was definitely a good time, but since I wasn't like a super huge Mac Miller fan before I went, I wasn't like that excited about it. But I definitely left like way more of a fan of just live music and their music in general, just because of how cool of an experience it was. But definitely not what I imagined when I went, because the demographic was way younger than I thought it would be. Like 14, 15 was like the average age, and I was 18, 19 when I went.
Jeez.
Not what I was expecting at all. I'll let you know that.
How so?
Just, they were so young. I can't believe they went alone, man. Like, no parents or anything. 14 to 15. I was like, damn, dude.
So back to this whole, like meaning and message thing, and bad messages, and like you said, like 14 and 15-year-olds are at this Mac Miller concert, and like I've listened to Mac. Some of his content can be explicitive.
Yeah.
So are you? I mean, what do you? I mean, how do I don't know how to word this. Do you think that it's okay for these little, middle schoolers and freshmen in high school, just be like going out with their friends, going to?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just being nitpicky.
Maybe not like
nitpicky.
alone, but like if it's just like just strictly like a music standpoint,
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Right.
Like,
But just with
They've
the
heard-
culture and the environment that sometimes comes with rap
Yeah,
music and hip hop.
definitely
music.
depends on who's like performing, because like
Right.
the Mac Miller concert, it wasn't like dangerous or anything to be there,
Right.
and so I guess I wouldn't really care.
Right. Okay. And just a couple more questions here. If you had to listen to one artist for the rest of your life, who would it be?
For the rest of my life, maybe go with Drake. Honestly, I don't know what it is, but I can listen to Take Care over and over and over, and that album has such variety that whatever emotion I'm feeling, I can find a song on there and just keep listening to it.
Okay. I
And
agree with
he's
that.
always coming out with bangers.
I agree with that. Okay, so I got one last question for you. Do you think that music can change or save lives?
Yeah, definitely think so. Inspirational messages are found in a bunch of mainstream songs that can help people that are going through similar situations. And yeah, so I definitely think that it can help. It definitely helps more than it can probably hurt. So, yeah.
All right, Ian. Thanks for sitting down with me, man.
Of course, right.
All right.